Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today you're learning English with another actor, but this actor is not just an actor. He has other moves in other professions like WWE or energy drinks, and he's a bodybuilder. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you The Rock!
Number 94, Dwayne Johnson.
To understand me, you gotta understand where I came from.
Dwayne Johnson for the 2032 U.S. presidential race.
Are the people ready?
They are not ready, but they need to see it.
Let me just take you back to when I was 10 years old living in Hawaii. I was born into a wrestling family.
Of course, your dad was wrestling superstar.
The soul man, Rocky Johnson. To me, he was a superhero.
Sign my chest! Okay, there's a little boy here. I'll sign your chest.
Ah, that's my boy.
Nothing is more important than family.
You know, when you grow up around wrestlers, sometimes you learn lessons in very interesting ways.
It's all fake anyways. What happened?
I did not raise him special boy. I have had one hell of a life. There's still so much that I have to share with the world. Oh, and I've got some pretty cool stories about Andre the Giant.
Okay, everybody. So, The Rock has been invited to Oprah, and there is a very deep and sad kind of conversation, but there are a lot of vocabularies, a lot of things that we can learn from this conversation. So let's start with it, shall we?
OMG, it's about to happen. So, of the 9 visionaries joining us on the WWE Presents 2020 Vision Tour, Your Life in Focus, there's only one man.
Just look at here, how does she introduces The Rock. There are very good words, very good sentence structures to use. Look at here.
But when it's one of the most recognizable, big-hearted, delightful, fun, strong people on the planet, he's all you need. Please welcome Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson!
So, delightful means someone who is attractive or enjoyable when you're spending time with them. And recognizable is a person who is recognized easily, that people know him very easily because of the previous knowledge, because of the pictures or the videos that they have seen of him. So when they see him, they recognize him very easily. They know him very easily.
Whoa. Look at that.
What's up, Atlanta? Thank you, Oprah, for having me. Thank you, guys.
You know, it means so much to everyone that you are here with us today, since it was only 10 days ago that your father, Rocky the Soul Man Johnson, passed away.
Passed away. Passed away is a verb that we use it because we don't want to say someone has died. It's a very polite, very, very polite way to say that someone is dead. Someone has just died. Passed away.
And when that happened, I thought, oh no, I didn't think that you'd be able to be here. And you are here. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So has it been a challenging week?
It has. It's been a challenging past couple of days. My father, he passed away on January 15th, and we just buried him a few days ago.
Tuesday.
And yes, and
Buried. Buried is a verb when you put a dead body in the ground for a funeral or something when they are dead. That's a meaning of buried, to put a dead body under the ground, and like to bury that person because they're dead.
As we all go through this, and we all go through this, our own process of grieving and regret and all these things and emotions that we go through, and
Regret is feeling sad because of an action that happened in the past. For example, I had an exam and I didn't study. I regret not studying. The action of regret is because of the thing that I have done in the past, and I wouldn't do it again if I travel in the past or something. And grieve. Grieve means to feel sad because someone has just died or something. For example, The Rock here, his father has just died and he's feeling sad. Maybe he's crying, maybe he's just feeling sad inside and not showing it outside. Maybe he's punching the wall. I don't know. But all of these actions is because he is sad. He's grieving. What is the noun for grieve? Do you know? Let me know in the comments below.
But again, it's the cycle of life, and it's beautiful, it's painful, it's amazing, it's incredible, it's all these things. And I will tell you this, that in this process, I had a very complicated relationship with my dad. And it was really, there was a foundation of tough love with my father. And
foundation is the principles or the basic things that starts something. That is the meaning of foundation.
Wasn't a big I love you guy. And as complicated as it was, what gave me great satisfaction at the funeral was to see
satisfaction. Satisfaction means to get happy because of an action, to get happy because of something. Funeral is a ceremony that is held because one person is dead and the close friends, the close family come and gather around because that person is getting buried and they're putting that person in the ground. Funeral.
He was a great friend to so many guys, challenged father, but a great friend to so many people. So he went quick. There wasn't a lot of suffering, thankfully, but
I read on Instagram where you'd said you wish you'd had just one more day. Do you think you got all the things said that you wanted to say?
No.
You did not.
But it's also very important to heal, to make sure that we come back to an anchoring foundation of gratitude.
And heal. Heal is a verb to say that when you get hit or injured or caught, and that you may rest or you stay down for getting healthy again. To get healthy again is heal. And gratitude. Gratitude means that you appreciate that someone has done something for you. For example, someone helped me when I needed help, and I showed him my gratitude by helping him more or paying him some money.
Gratitude for what I was able to have with him.
Yeah.
And so I didn't get a chance to say the things that I wanted to say to him. However, another thing that is important too is, because in death, that's when we can spiral and think, well, I should have done this and I should have called and I should have sent more pictures.
Look at here. I should have. Should have is a grammar to use when you wanted to do something, when you regret doing something and you regret it and you want to say, I should have done that. I should have called him. I should have gone there. So should have plus a past participle is for the actions that you haven't done in the past, but you wanted to do.
But we got to realize that the relationship that I had with my dad was a relationship that was appropriate.
Appropriate is an action that is suitable for different situations or circumstances. For example, when you are in a family party, or when you're like talking with the elder ones or something, you cannot just say bad words or say swear words or something that is inappropriate. Appropriate things is to say polite words or be formal in those situations.
At that time.
Absolutely. When did you know that he was proud of you?
I felt that he was proud of me when I became successful in a industry that he had given his life to. So
right.
my father, for a lot of you guys who don't know, he was a professional wrestler.
And so was your grandfather.
And my grandfather was a professional wrestler too.
Wrestler. A wrestler is, as you can see here, like two people go to a ring, and we have different types of wrestling. We have WWE, or we have traditional wrestling, like old wrestling that we have kind of in Iran or something, that people go and fight each other. It's a very interesting sport.
And my dad, Rocky Johnson, was, I'm half black and half Samoan. And oh, thank you.
All the Samoans in the house.
The reason why I say this, my dad was a black man coming up in the 60s and 70s in a world of professional wrestling, which in a lot of the companies he wrestled at was all throughout the South. So he was a trailblazer in many ways, because what he was able to do as a black man was wrestle. We lived here in Atlanta when I was a kid. What he was able to do was go to these small towns where it was an all-white wrestling business, an all-white audience. And at that time in the late 60s, where racial tension and divide was still very strong and the wounds were still there, but he was able to change behavior, the audience's behavior. So this all-white audience who would never cheer a black man cheered him in these arenas. Mm-hmm. And he was actually, it's not like he was wrestling against other black men, he was wrestling against other white wrestlers. So in a trailblazing sense, he was a trailblazer. He did a lot of things that had never been done.
Trailblazer. Trailblazer is a person who starts doing something before anyone has started to do it. And he's kind of inventing it, or he's the first person to do something. Trailblazer. For example, in this situation, his grandfather was a trailblazer because no one else had done this before. No one else has shown that you can win and you can make white people clap for black people. That is just impressive in that era, in that time.
But he also changed audience behavior, which is so hard. And the reason why I bring that up is because he was adamantly against me getting into the wrestling business.
Why?
Because when I said to him, I want to get into the professional wrestling business.
Because it's in your blood.
Because it's in my blood, and I felt like I had something to offer. But at that time, we were living in a small apartment in Tampa, Florida, and he said, look around. This is what I have. I don't have anything. And I don't want that for you.
Wow.
So I still had to follow my gut and my instinct. And I think years later, once I became successful as a wrestler, he was very, very proud. And then what he did, he would take credit for everything.
Yeah.
Of course, I taught him everything I know. Yes.
Yeah. And so,